right, here's some words of advice, tips from TRB. When it's windy outside, mainly like you get areas like Wyoming, but it's windy all over the West Coast right now for whatever reason. It was windy in California, Nevada, Arizona, and I'm in Utah right now. When it's windy outside, all right, you want to stay close to the solid white line to the right that you can. Well, why do you want to do that, big country? Because when it's windy, and especially if you don't have any weight in your trunk, you're gonna wiggle, okay? You're gonna wiggle. So if his wind is blowing me towards the emergency lane over there, when it stops blowing, you're automatically gonna correct to put yourself back in between the zipper, okay? The zipper is the solid white line, choppy white dots. They call it zipper. It's one of the terms for it. All right. When you correct, depending on how hard the wind is blowing, to another truck driver behind you, all we're going to say is, oh, it's windy. We're not going to see it as a big deal, depending on how severe the wiggle is. But to a four-wheeler, they going to damn near die and come back to life. Even though you didn't cross that white dotted line, it's the fact that such a massive piece of equipment is drifting back and forth over by that dotted white line. They're going to get scared and start riding in the emergency lane over there. All right? So you always want to stay close, so that way if the wind blows you towards the emergency lane on the right, you're already on the dotted white line. All you're going to hear is some rumble strips. When you correct, there's still enough room to where the four-wheelers ain't going to be like, to get super scared and start maneuvering all crazy, especially when you get the four-wheelers that's pulling campers. If the wind is blowing you to the left, you want to hold that wheel and stay on that solid white line. Like I drive on the solid white line all the time. Unless there's rumble strips actually on the solid white line, most likely my steers or something is going to be either on it or very close to it. Because you want to make sure to give the four-wheelers enough comfortable space so they can get by without being scared. Now, you want to know what a scared four-wheeler is? Is when you're driving and they sitting at your ass because they're afraid to pass you. Now, that's when they're scared. Now, it could be a variety of reasons why. But if you stay on that solid white line or very close to that solid white line, especially when there's no rumble strips, that gives them enough cushion to go ahead and go by. You don't want them sitting back there on your backside, because they're going to start holding up traffic. And then the amount of cars that can get backed up is ridiculous. You want them to be able to feel comfortable enough to pass by. Sometimes they want you to look in the mirror at them so they know that you know they're there. All right? But this video is for windy. So when it's windy, just period, driving period. When it's windy, stay on that solid white line, especially if there's no rumble strips. Because when you start to correct, you'll start to wiggle, and you know, people who have never driven trucks before, they don't know that you're still in control of that truck when you start wiggling. All right, it's tips with TRB. Just thought I'd throw that out there because it's windy right now, and the wind blew me to the right, and it blew me hard, and when it stopped blowing and I corrected, I overcorrected a little bit, didn't go into the dotted white lines, but the four-wheeler over there jumped in the emergency lane, like on the other side of that yellow strip. I'm like, yo, and then they looking at me like, what are you doing? I'm like, I didn't cross the line. But to them, it's like, we're about to die. You know, so just be mindful that you got a lot of wiggle when it's windy. You got a lot of wiggle. You know what I'm saying? When you have your backside twerking from left to right, it can scare a lot of people because they're not used to seeing that much equipment move, that massive piece of equipment move like that. They're used to seeing it in a straight line, going in one direction. I just thought I'd throw that out there. I don't know who it was, if it was Rod or something, but I'm gonna do a shower etiquette video. That was coming soon. Alright, it's TRB. Y'all be easy. Peace. Oh, YTTA Network, Facebook.